Welcome to the China Current. I'm Chad, and I'm here with Luna. Today we're diving deep into what might be the most fascinating tech transformation story of our time, Xiaomi's declaration of all-out war.
That's right, Chad. And when we say all-out war, we're not being dramatic here. This is literally what Lei Jun, Xiaomi's CEO, called it when he announced their biggest strategic shift ever. We're talking about a company that went from being dismissed as, well, as he put it, just an assembler, to committing a staggering 100 billion yuan to R&D. That's like, what, $14 billion?
Exactly. And Luna, what's fascinating is how personal this transformation was for Lei Jun himself. I mean, this isn't just corporate strategy. This was almost like watching someone have an identity crisis on stage. He literally stood up at their annual conference and said, "We can't just be assemblers anymore."
Right. And you know what really struck me about that speech? The way he talked about it. It wasn't just business rhetoric. He was like, we've been criticized for being copycats, for just putting together other people's components. And you could almost hear the frustration in his voice. But then he pivots and says,
"We're going all in on technology." And Luna, the timing couldn't be more critical because this is happening right when everyone's talking about technological sovereignty. But here's where it gets really interesting. Their first attempt at making their own chips was, well, let's just say it didn't go according to plan.
oh, the Surge chips? Yeah, that was rough. I mean, they poured resources into developing their own mobile processors, launched the Surge series, and it couldn't compete. The performance was mediocre, the power efficiency was terrible, and they quietly shelved the whole project. It was like watching someone's ambitious dreams crash into reality.
But here's what I love about this story. They didn't just give up. They took those lessons, and instead of trying to compete with Qualcomm and MediaTek directly, they pivoted to something completely different. The Xuanjing O1 chip for their smart TVs, and Luna, the numbers on this thing are insane.
Oh my God, yes. So they're using TSMC's 3-nanometer process. That's cutting-edge stuff, Chad. We're talking about the same technology that Apple uses for their latest chips. And get this, each tape-out for testing cost them around $20 million. $20 million for one test run.
And that commitment to not cutting corners, that willingness to spend serious money on R&D, that's exactly what we're seeing with their car business. Because Luna, when Xiaomi announced they were getting into cars, everyone expected them to do what they always did.
Copy someone else's homework, right? Take an existing platform, slap their branding on it, and sell it cheaper. But the U7, this is different. They're actually trying to differentiate, and you can see it in their design choices. The pre-order numbers are telling us something too. 240,000 reservations? That's not just price-conscious buyers.
Exactly. And when you actually look at the U7 specs against something like the Tesla Model Y, it's fascinating. Tesla's got the brand recognition, the supercharger network, the self-driving hype, but Xiaomi's coming in with competitive range, faster charging speeds, and here's the kicker, it's integrated into their entire ecosystem.
And that's where it gets really smart, Chad. Your Xiaomi phone becomes your car key. Your smart home controls are built right into the dashboard. It's like they looked at what Apple is trying to do with CarPlay and said, why stop at software integration? But speaking of phones, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max.
Oh, the naming convention alone is, well, it's bold. Let's call it that. 17 Pro Max. They're not even trying to hide the fact that they're going head-to-head with Apple. But Luna, when you look at the actual specs, the camera system, the build quality, this isn't just a cheaper alternative anymore.
Right, and in some areas, they're actually ahead. The charging speeds, the camera sensors. But here's what I keep thinking about, Chad. Having great technology isn't enough anymore. I mean, look at all the companies that had better specs than the iPhone over the years, and where are they now?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And I think Xiaomi gets this now. It's not just about making the best phone or the fastest car. It's about control. Apple doesn't just make great hardware. They control the entire experience, the App Store, iCloud, the way everything just works together. That's what Xiaomi's trying to build with this all-out war strategy.
And the scary thing for competitors is that Xiaomi's already further along than most people realize. They've got the phones, the laptops, the smart home devices, the cars are coming. They've got the pieces. The question is whether they can make them work together as seamlessly as Apple does, and whether consumers will trust them enough to buy into the whole ecosystem.
You know, Luna, what strikes me most about this whole story is how it represents this broader shift in Chinese tech. This isn't about catching up anymore. This is about defining the future. When Lei Jun talks about all-out war, he's not just talking about competing with Apple or Tesla. He's talking about reshaping what we expect from technology companies.
Absolutely. And whether Xiaomi succeeds or not, they're forcing everyone else to step up their game. That 100 billion yuan R&D commitment, that's not just marketing speak. That's a declaration that the era of good enough technology is over. We're entering an era where ecosystem control and technological sovereignty are the new battlegrounds.
That's all for today's episode of The China Current. I'm Chad with Luna, and we'll see you next time as we continue exploring the stories shaping the future of technology. Thanks for listening.